Alright, today we're going to be looking at the folder. So the first thing we do when we walk up to this machine is make sure it's on. So, like that. Next, you check your buttons. These should be both in the up position. That one. And this one. The guard should be down. And just check to see if all the guards are right and everything else. I'm going to first just see if this bed moves down. So to do that, this is your up, down, and this is your stop. So I'm going to hit down. And you can see that it is in fact moving down. Now there's a sensor here. You can trigger it by just putting your hand over it. It can sense the distance between that and the paper. So if I was just to press up, it would stop right where it needs to stop. Okay, in this case I'm going to put it back down. And go get some scrap paper. We can go back here in the paper room. And you're looking for any paper that is not heavy. So just like this yellow paper is fine. Notice that the table is still going down, and you should never leave the machine unattended. So that was a bad example. So anytime you need paper, you get your person or your partner to get you paper. Okay, I put it in this jogger. Let's stop the machine over here. Pedal. I'm going to jog this paper. Okay. Going to put it over here in the pile. And now I'm going to push up. Meanwhile, while it does that, I'm going to make sure that these guards don't get trapped. So I tend to just hold the guard and flex it just a little bit on this side. And there it is stopping. So this paper is a certain thickness, and we can remove paper just like this. Since it's a certain thickness, I need to rip off a little piece of this and fold it in half. Then I'm going to replace this piece of paper with this folded piece of paper, making sure that it gets trapped underneath that little metal circle thing right here. So you'll see a small circle, doing this one-handed and holding a camera, but there it goes. That tells the machine how thick the paper is. And since it's in half, it tells, hey, this is what 2 sheets feels like. Cool. Alright, next we set up either trifold or bifold. Alright, so hold on, I'll show you that step. So we'll set this up for a trifold because that would be the worst case scenario. First off, you release these levers on both sides. Let's see if I can see that in. Yep. Cool. So there's both sides. They got one of these. You pull out and let this rest. Just like that. Underneath, and you can pull this. I'm going to pull this all the way out so I can show you. There's this, and on this, there's written a. It looks like a plow, or it looks like an open gate. Okay. And if it's a bifold, we have it in this position. And if it's a trifold, this position. So whatever's on this side down means on. Okay. So again, here's the numbers. This is the end of it. And you'll notice that there's this. Okay. So with this pulled out, anything pointing this way is on. So this is trifold, bifold. Trifold, bifold. So with it set to trifold already, I'm just going to loosen this and show you how to move this. So I'm going to loosen it, and notice how you can rotate this around and put it in bifold position. So I'm going to rotate it again. Put this in trifold position. So it falls in these little holes. Just like that. When we go to put this in, we have to make sure that the plow is up, and then it slides back in here. So I'm just going to show you a couple things here. Again, you'll notice that this is resting against here, and this is trifold. The gate is up that I just showed you how to move. And after that is all in place, I can then tighten it on both sides. Just like that. Alright, so skew happens over here. We have this dial. And on this side, we have this dial. So when it comes off here, we can open it up, and this one right here affects the bottom fold. Okay? So I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to rotate this and turn it quite a bit this way, and then tighten it. And I'm going to run one and show you what it looks like. Now you can see the skew that happens. Okay? When we rotate this way, the skew goes that way. So I'm going to loosen this and rotate it this way. And tighten it. How much do I turn it? It's until it's good. you can see that fixed it. It's a little, no, it's good. I guess right. Okay, what's the other one look like? Well, okay, let's do that. Let's loosen this and jack it up and tighten it. Alright, now you can see that it's on this side. But it's the first fold that's happening too. Quite obvious. And you can see it's the bottom half of it. See it? The bottom half is sticking out. This is telling me that this side's the top, this side's the bottom. This is telling me that it's this side right here that needs help. So I rotate that back. How much? Till it's right. And if it is correct, both folds on both sides shouldn't have anything sticking out. If it does just a little like that, try to correct it. And it's very small movements. And if you can look at these little grooves here, if I get it to focus on a groove, I can go like this and move these in such increments that I can start using these grooves as a way of doing fine adjustments. Ooh, perfect. So that is how you adjust for skew. So before completing this assignment, I want you to fold 50 sheets or so of trifold perfectly. And then you can actually do whatever project that you were supposed to do on this. Let's say you were doing a menu. Well, before you do the menu, before you fold your menu, fold 50 sheets of scrap paper before you do that. Okay, bring me those, let me see them, I'll critique them, and then you can go ahead and insert your menu there and go ahead and fold that. When you insert your menu, you have to be wary of where the top is. Does the top go up? Does the top go down? Okay, I'm actually going to let you debug that because it's good for you. I could draw an X right here, for example, and I fold it. Does that end up in the front cover? I can draw an X here. Run it. Does it end up on the front cover? I can draw an X on the other side on this side, or X on the other side of this piece of paper on this side. Run it. Wherever the X is, that's where you're going to have to place the menu, right? The front of the menu. Just to give you an example of how you would problem solve that. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson of the folder. Have a good one.